If we then look at digital communication and collaboration tools, there's nothing new there. We've talked about it. It's about using Slack or Zoom or Microsoft Teams or Asana or Trello, Zapier, there's HubSpot. There's these different third-party apps that we're not aware of at an enterprise level, but as you're watching this, you may be part of a medium-sized organization which is using project management tools like ClickUp and the Zapiers, the HubSpots, as I've said, the Kajabis, if you're a content creation company. There's a lot of other applications out there, and you've got to be choosing the ones that work for you. And in your future-proofing of your career in this digital environment is helping your organization choose the right product for the right purpose. Everybody doesn't have to be using Teams. It's usually a good standard because any new hires coming in are probably familiar with Teams. But there's still a lot of organizations that are not mature in deciding which technology they use. Smaller organizations are not necessarily mature in it, and then your larger organizations could have many different divisions or departments using their own technologies, and they're still in the process of trying to consolidate or migrate. So I'm not going to dwell on that. That's just a given that you're working in this environment, and future-proofing your career is about understanding how to get the most out of the tools that your organization is using. I mean, it's strange, but I've become the most knowledgeable person in our company about the functionality that's available for us in SharePoint and its web pages and in Microsoft Teams and all of the collaboration tools, and how to use those collaboration tools and the whiteboards and the AI and the transcriptions and the recordings, but also using polling, etc., etc. There's a whole richness out there that, because I'm inquisitive, and if you want a future-proof technique or tool or hint, it's be curious. Be curious, curious, curious about everything. That future-proofs your career in a digital world. Now, if we look at cybersecurity awareness, a year ago I was seconded to a joint cyber unit between the Department of Health and Social Care in the UK and the National Health Service. It was a revelation to me, and I knew nothing about cyber when I went into this assignment, believe it or not. So here's this guy coming into an assignment with a joint cyber unit who knows nothing about cyber. I was there because I was a fairly good program manager, and there because I do pick things up because I'm curious. It just took going to ChatGPT and saying, hey, ChatGPT, and to Gemini, which is more on the tech. I like Gemini for more of the technical questions. But to ChatGPT, hey, what does a project manager need to know about cyber security projects? What are the risks of cybersecurity projects? What are the biggest, quickest wins that you can have? What are the things that you need to really look out for? What training should I go and do in order to be a capable cyber security project manager? And, you know, within a couple of hours, I was able to hold a conversation with other people who'd been in that team for a lot longer. Really important. It's not as straightforward as you think, but it is also really straightforward in concept. Understanding the details of what goes on, maybe not so much. But you need to be cyber aware and also have a decent understanding of cybersecurity and the different levels of certification, the levels of training, etc., that you can get. Cloud computing has been around for a long time. When it started, it was Amazon Web Services decided to make the most of what they were already using for their own internal global processing over the internet, all the data centers and processing centers that they had all over the place. And they already had that, and they decided, how can we make money out of that? They're always looking for a way to make money out of something. And this kind of goes to your digital first thinking again. Well, we sell products using these networks and these systems. Hey, why don't we offer these systems up to other people? The promise of cloud computing was that you could use your credit card to buy some temporary extra computing power or some temporary extra storage, that you're just in this virtual space. You never see it or touch it or own it, but you can buy some for when you need it and you're developing and testing, and then you can decrease it when you're not. But it's a bit like a drug that once you start buying up, these cloud computing companies are signing you up for more. You don't tend to go backwards with subscriptions. You tend to be encouraged to go upwards. So Amazon Web Services started like that. Microsoft Azure was a late entry to that. And then you've got Google Cloud as well. Everybody's in the cloud. So you've got all these cloud-based, subscription-based softwares as a service that we all run on as our enterprise management systems. But even if you're running with Trello or you're using Microsoft Office, if you are using Asana, if you are using a Microsoft Project Enterprise, it's all on the cloud. So if the cloud goes down, you're suffering. But you can learn about this from all of those vendors, and you can learn from independent trainers who are running their courses on platforms like Thinkific and Udemy and on Coursera, etc. The sixth domain is the one that we also have been talking a lot about, as if this is the digital first concept. And it's not. It's just another domain which you need to understand in order to be future-proofing your career in the digital first economy. Is understanding that AI is not the enemy. Especially the more you understand it, the more you can get it to do what you need it to do. You use it to improve the customer experience. You use it to make your internal processes more efficient so that you can upskill and cross-train in order to add extra value to your organization while you are using these longer levers. It's just like having a short crowbar to open a small lid of a box. And AI is a longer crowbar that gives you more muscle so that one person can still do more than they were before and have time to be adding value to the organization elsewhere. So those are the 5 digital domains that I believe you need to focus on. So if we recap those, we're looking at your data literacy, data analytics. We're looking at your digital collaboration tools. We're looking at your cyber security, cyber awareness, looking at cloud computing, and looking at AI and automation. These are domains which you don't need to only be aware of, but you need to understand at least. You don't necessarily need to be able to apply them in the workplace, other than the digital collaboration, of course, and maybe a little bit of analysis of data in your day-to-day job. But they are digital domains you need to be well acquainted with and understand, so that when people in your business or in other projects or other companies refer to them, you are empowered and enabled to speak about them, future-proofing your career in this digital first economy.